All right, welcome to another Friday night episode of Keto Rocks Radio. I'm Jim Hobbs, and somewhere's on your screen is my carnivore co-host, Brian Damaged Forsyth of the band Kicks and Rhino Bucket. And we're also bringing right out of the gate with us tonight is Mr. Brian Shanker of the MeatTribe channel, who's been sharing those meat deals of the week for a while. But now he's even taking it a step further. And this is a segment he's come up with, which I really love, is the fact that we're going to review. We called it Monday morning quarterbacking, but since neither one of these watch football or have sports references in their vocabulary, we're just going to say we're going to review the cooking processes that Brian took to cook his meat over the weekend and review that. Fair enough to everybody?
Sounds good.
All right, Brian, welcome to the show again. Glad to have you back.
Thanks. Good to be here. All right, so let's start off with some of the deals that we got coming up this week. Carnes out of Central PA, their deals run through the 7th. They are all choice grade. They're all boneless. They've got some beef briskets for $4.49 per pound. They have some New York strip steaks for $11.99 per pound. And then they had what they labeled center cut beef briskets for $6.99 per pound. So you guys will have to educate me. What's the difference between regular beef brisket or center cut? Or maybe we need to get Dennis back on some other day.
Yeah, I don't know what center cut means.
Okay, that'll be a question.
I know sometimes
for bacon, that's normal.
Well, I know sometimes they separate. Sometimes they separate the flat from the point, but I've seen that version, but I don't know what center cut would be.
Okay, we'll have to leave that up to Dennis, the meatologist, next time we have him on. All right, next up, Food Lion. They've got a deal going through the 8th, and it's a choice grade boneless chuck roast for $3.99 per pound. That's a really good price.
Cheap. That's roast. Really cheap.
Yeah. Yep. Food Lion.
Okay.
Do you have a Food Lion?
Do you have those in Tennessee, Brian?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we've got something else for you later on, though, I think. Aldi, they've got some choice grade. Their deal runs through the 8th. It's a choice grade boneless Morton's of Omaha fresh black Angus corned beef brisket flat for $4.99. Do you eat corned beef brisket, Brian?
I haven't. I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah, I don't know what they do to make it corned beef. It's some sort of brine, I think, that they put it in. And they've also got some boneless, obviously grass-fed beef stew meat for $6.99. And then
we need to get a helpline. So Dennis, if you're watching this episode, we need a 1-800 ask the meatologist, so we can call you during the show and find out exactly what we're dealing with here, because we got 3 blind mice here trying to eat meat.
Right. Next up, Harris Teeter. Got a lot of good deals from them. Their deals run through the 8th. They've got their porterhouse and T-bones on sale this week. So rancher grade porterhouse T-bone value pack for $6.99. Rancher grade porterhouse T-bone small pack for $7.49, and choice grade porterhouse and T-bone steak for $8.99. They also have some corned beef eye of round for $5.49, and then beef brisket for $4.99 per pound. And then last but not least, Kroger. They've got some choice grade boneless ribeye steak family packs, Brian. $2 off per pound digital coupon. So I don't know if you have the app, you load it on the app or whatever, or maybe you have to get the circular when you walk into the store and rip it out there. Those are $8.97 per pound.
Oh, I was going to say, I get that. I get the coupons in the mail, so I've got it over there already.
Okay, good. $8.97
next time I go to the store.
$8.97 per pound and a limit of 5 on that. So you'll have to go in, and then your better half will have to go in and make a separate purchase and get yourself 10 packs of those.
Oh, they're not going to stop Damage. He can get as many as he wants. They're not going to stop their number 1 meat eater.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how thick they are, too.
Yeah, I wondered, will they cut them to your preferred thickness down there?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Does it, I mean, when they say the 3 pack or whatever, does that mean I have to go to the, you know how they usually have the packs in the little bins?
Yeah,
They're not actually at the meat counter. So I'm wondering if they're on sale, if I can still get it at the meat counter
you might be able
for the
to.
same price.
You might be able to. You're purchasing the same thing. You just want them thicker.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that, see if it's possible.
Harris
Because
Teeter.
sometimes I know.
Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I've had them cut me custom steaks before, but it's only if the certain guy is there or something. It's like it depends on who's working, I think.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Harris Teeter allows you to do that. I know Harris Teeter allows you to buy them from the meat counter as opposed to buying them in the on the shelf or in their
Yeah,
coolers.
it's probably the same at most stores, I would assume.
What else you got for us there, Mr. Shanker? I got one for you too after you're all done.
That's it for the deals before we go into the chuck roast smoking review.
Yeah, so I actually stopped in a Safeway. I don't know. I know there's Safeways in Maryland, right?
Yeah, they don't post their advertisement until the day after I prepare for this one. So that it's always on my Friday, my longer update for Safeway.
Is there Safeway in Tennessee, Brian?
No,
Well,
not that I know of.
Okay. Well, they've done an interesting. Yeah, Brian goes to Kroger's and his farm, but Safeway has a really different mix and match that I rarely go to Safeway to buy meat, but I was close by. I said, let me stop in there and see what they got for meat. Well, they actually sell shrimp, fish, like chuck round, ground steak, all that. They're packaged individually, and they weigh different sizes. So you may have a big steak, maybe like $8.98. But they got mix or match stickers on them, and they have a section that says you get a chance to pick any four for $20. So,
Oh, wow.
So I literally picked up four, the shrimp and some other steaks, which when they priced it out, it came when they rung it up at the register, it came up to be $32 and some change. And I said, well, wait a minute, it's supposed to be $20. So they had to call the manager, and he goes, nope, that's correct. It should have been changed over. So $32 became $20. So every one of those packages was only $5. So I'm like, wow, that's a neat way to buy it, because those packaging individually could be anywhere from $5 to like $9. So I was looking for the biggest packages and got all four of the biggest packages, and then still got it for $20. So that's nice. At Safeway. So if you guys got a Safeway, go to the mix and match, 4 packages for $20. Great deal.
Great deal. Cool. I'll look into that one. I haven't seen it advertised, so I wonder if that's in store only.
That's a good question. I have no clue, but
yeah, I'll check it out. I'll find out.
Sure. All right, let's go on to your. You did a smoked chuck roast over the weekend. So how'd that turn out, or sometime during the week?
Yeah, so I've done it twice now. Both times at the end of it, it came out a little dry and a little tough. However, the leftovers, I sous vide them, and the leftovers came out fantastic. So I can't complain too much, and I'll try to simplify and quickly describe the process. So both times I cooked it on the smoke setting for 1 hour, right on the rack. Then I increased the temp to 225 and added a small pan of water. And then the first time I rotated it every 30 minutes, because that's what the guy in the video did that I was modeling after. The second time I tried rotating every hour rather than every half hour, hoping to maintain the lower temperature better. Once it hit 160 degrees, I put it in a tin pan and covered it with foil, had my probe in it, and would check it periodically till it got up to like 203. And the second time I sprayed it during the process. The first time I didn't. Now, and then I rested it for 2 hours and then cut into it. And like I said, it was a little dry and a little tough. I have to admit that my smoker doesn't maintain a low temperature when it's real windy or cold out. It would be all over the map. And I was getting a little impatient to try to get to the 160, and I would bump it up and then bump it back down. So I don't know if that was the cause, that I was cooking it, getting it cooked too fast or not. Stump you?
Yeah, yeah, I usually I don't like to mess with the temperature, but yeah, I know what back when I used to, before I had the Traeger and I had to do it with the actual coals, the temperature would be all over the place, and I used to have that same problem.
Okay.
But you mentioned cooking it for an hour first before you bumped it up to 225. What was that first hour?
The smoke setting. And the smoke setting, I think, is 180 degrees is what it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay, that's different than mine. Okay. Yeah, when I do a chuck roast, I just do straight 225 from the beginning. And I put a bowl of water in there, but I also put a drip pan with a little bit of water in it as well. But yeah, I just let it go until it gets up to the 160, between 160 and 170, and then I wrap it tight in foil and put it back on and let it go for another few hours or so.
Now,
do you spray yours with apple cider vinegar? I mean, I do that to mine, instead of water.
Yeah.
I mean, I have water in there for moisture, but I also do apple cider vinegar is what I spray on it when I'm about to wrap it.
You're asking
Like
me
apple
and
cider
Brian.
vinegar and
Brian, you're frozen.
Now he's back.
Oh, I was frozen.
Yeah, you were frozen.
Yeah, something's up with my
Well, let me ask Brian.
They're not happy that you turned off the cable TVs. What they're not happy with, Brian. They're penalizing you for that.
I know. And I bumped up my speed and it seems to have slowed down. So I don't know what's up with that.
Brian, when you say you put a little bit of water in a drip pan, is the drip pan under the rack, or is the hunk of meat in the drip pan?
No, it's under the rack. I always put one under, and then because I mentioned to you the other day when I was doing the short rib, I'll pull the pan out from under, and then I'll put the ribs in that pan, add some bone broth, and then wrap that pan. So I use the same pan for both, for a drip pan and to finalize it. But with the chuck roast, I just wrapped it like really tight in thick foil and stuck it back in there until it got up to the 205. But mine came out. You saw the pictures of mine. It was like
it looked good,
so juicy. It was like fall apart juicy, like a really good brisket.
Like it should be. So let me give you a little perspective on why I was getting impatient. So the second time, the chuck roast was just under 2 pounds, and it took 7.5 hours to get to 160 degrees. And
wow.
And that was with me getting frustrated, bumping it up a little bit, and then putting it back down. Not to mention it was a windy day, so the temperature was all over the place anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. When it comes to cooking meat, but wow, mine only took maybe 3.5 hours maybe to get up to 165.
So,
and mine was a bigger one too.
So I'm guessing your smoker just maintains that heat properly. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, Traeger is really good. That's one thing about a Traeger. It's so consistent.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got 2 more in the freezer, so I've got a couple more times I'm going to give this a shot. The next one though, I'm going to smoke some of those short ribs that I have.
Yeah, you have to. When it comes to that kind of thing, for me anyway, my personal experience is just to simplify it. Like if you start overcomplicating a process, it seems to mess it up. Like if you open it too many times and all that. And I only spray mine a couple times during the process. Like I'll let it go for like an hour or two before I even spray it. And I'll just spray it once. And then usually by the time I go to spray it again, it's at that 165 point. And I'll put it in the foil, spray it down, and then wrap it.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got some ideas that I'll try out for the next time. I think that's what I'll do is just set it and forget it for a little while, and just spray it a couple of times.
Maybe
I was
you need
gonna
to
say
buy.
maybe
Go ahead, Brian.
yeah, one of those welding blankets for your smoker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But we're coming into warmer weather,
Yeah.
so hopefully, I'm thinking it's a combination of the cold and the wind. Because where I live it's windy all year round. You'd think we were in the windy city, Chicago or something, as much wind as we have. But with the warmer weather, I'm hoping. But yeah, I'm gonna look into a welding blanket for sure, especially in the colder months.
Well, or get yourself the Iron Horse, whatever the one Brian's got. The
Oh, the what is it? Ironwood?
the Ironwood.
You have the Ironwood 885.
That's
Yeah.
it. That sounds it. That sounds like it.
Yeah, I would love a free Ironwood 885 if anybody wants to give me one. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah. You and Dr. Steve O.
Well, my connection was your brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
that?
stepped all over you, Brian.
I was going to say my connection was your brother.
I know. That's why I said I'm still waiting. In any case,
Okay.
I gotta jump off here, guys. I gotta get out on the road.
All right. Well, thanks for piping in and giving us those meat deals of the week. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week, Brian. Have a good one.
Sounds good. Take care, guys.
All right.
Yeah.